Do not start an LLC until you watch this. Millions of people are starting their LLCs wrong, which is preventing them from getting business funding, eliminating their ability to protect their assets, and even causing them to pay thousands more in taxes. And what's sad is that all of this can be prevented by avoiding a few simple mistakes that you just need to know before you actually register your LLC. So as a licensed CPA that has set up hundreds, if not thousands of LLCs at mycpacoach.com, today I'm going to walk you through the most common mistakes to avoid so that you can benefit from everything that an LLC has to offer. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so when set up correctly, an LLC acts as a legal shield that separates your personal assets from your business assets. Or in other words, if someone sues your business, they will be limited to the assets tied to the business in the event of a judgment, but your personal assets would be taken off the table. Additionally, having an LLC allows you to start building your business credit so that you can actually secure business funding in the event that you need it. And the cherry on top is taxes. The IRS allows LLC owners to choose how you want to be taxed. But some people mess all of this up by making a few simple mistakes, like mistake number one, choosing a high risk name, which is actually one that surprises many people. So believe it or not, your business name can literally affect your ability to receive business funding or not. And the reason why is that banks use automated systems to scan your LLC name when you apply for credit. And if your name contains words that they view as high risk, you may have a harder time securing funding. For example, including words like investing, loans, or trucking in your name may cause lenders to flag your business as high risk due to how these things may be regulated or the inherent risk involved in operating these types of businesses. To avoid that, using less specific and more generic words in your LLC name may be recommended. You may not want to include words in your name that immediately draws skepticism. To that point, you also want to avoid mistake number two, picking the wrong NAICS code. When you register your LLC, you generally have to choose a unique code that tells the government what your business actually does. And as you can imagine, some codes are viewed as higher risk than others, which can cause a number of issues later down the line. For lending, as you can imagine, if your code places you in a high risk category, your application may face higher levels of scrutiny. And from a tax perspective, a lot of people don't know this, but the IRS looks at your NAICS code to compare your business return to others. And if they see higher amounts of deductions or odd types of deductions for your type of business, then it may trigger an IRS audit or additional scrutiny at a minimum. To avoid issues here, it is typically recommended that you pick a code that, number one, reflects your business, and number two, is lower risk in the event that you have multiple options to choose from. And also related to that, while you're at it, you also want to avoid mistake number three, not establishing an EIN for your business. Now, this is like a social security number, but for your business. And it's important that you create an EIN for your LLC because it practically gives your LLC a life of its own, both from a credit, tax, and legal perspective. Because now when you earn business income, instead of that income being tied to your personal social security number, it would be reported under your LLC's EIN, helping you build business credit and creating a distinct separation between your personal and LLC assets. Without a unique EIN number for your LLC, you would effectively be operating your trade or business under your personal name and social security number for tax purposes, which can create a blurry line. Plus, to add to this, many banks require you to have an EIN number to even set up a bank account for your LLC or get business financing and loans in the event that you need it. These are very basic steps that millions of people miss, not to mention mistake number four, exposing your personal address. Many new business owners mistakenly leak their private information to the public when they set up their LLC, like their personal home address, for example. And it's because when you register your business using your personal address, it is added to a public database, which means all someone would have to do is go to your Secretary of State's website and search your business name to find your home address if that is what you use. Literally, in just a few seconds, a disgruntled customer, employee, vendor, or business contact could find out where you live if you put your personal address on your LLC filing. So just be careful here. And before you go out there and set up a PO box, please be mindful that many states, banks, lenders, and even the IRS still require you to have a physical address on file for your LLC. And if you do not have one, look into a virtual address company with a real physical location. And if you want my go-to vendor for this, just drop a comment below. Additionally, another big privacy mistake I see people make is mistake number 5, serving as their own registered agent. Now, if you do not know, a registered agent is simply someone who will accept legal documents on the behalf of your LLC. And most states require you to have one when setting your LLC up. And naturally, many people serve as their own registered agent, not knowing that they are exposing their physical address and personal information in the process. The LLC's agent will be publicly available information. So if you are wanting to remain anonymous as the owner of your LLC, or you don't want your personal physical address available, then you might consider using a registered agent service before starting your LLC. And these services are usually very inexpensive, like less than $100 for the entire year, and can help you maintain your privacy as the owner of your company. Then there's mistake number 6, not choosing your tax classification. You have 75 days from the date you form your LLC to choose how you want it to be taxed, and most people do not choose anything, literally subjecting themselves to higher taxes. So listen up here. You have the option for your LLC to be taxed as either a disregarded entity, partnership, S corporation, or C corporation. And if you fail to make any election, then you will be taxed as a disregarded entity, meaning the IRS will view you and the business as the same for tax purposes. Now, the problem with that is the fact that this classification will subject you to an additional 15% tax on your LLC income, on top of your federal and state income tax. It's called self-employment tax. And it often goes noticed when people file their individual tax returns, and completely shocks people who do find out that they're actually paying this extra tax. Now, S corporations and C corporations are not subject to this additional self-employment tax, which means you may save more money in taxes with one of those entities. But to be fair, those entities do have more rules and requirements, and in some cases can end up costing you more money. So make sure you carefully explore your options to find out what is best for you. And while you are setting all of this up, you also do not want to make mistake number 7, not reimbursing yourself for personal expenses. Oftentimes, when we are setting up new LLCs, we are incurring costs, professional fees, filing fees, and even the business use of personal expenses we may have, like our home office, for example. And we usually incur these expenses and fees before we even have a business bank account, right? Or you may have a business bank account, but maybe you mistakenly used your personal account for a business expense. Well, as a CPA, I often see people miss deductions for expenses that they are paying for outside of their business account, which means they may pay higher taxes than they actually have to because they're missing these deductions. So to avoid that, I recommend setting up reimbursement plans through your business so that the business can properly reimburse you for those personal expenses and deduct them. I personally would try to reimburse myself for any business expense that I personally pay for, and try to make a habit going forward to use my business account to pay for those expenses going forward. And you also don't want to miss out on additional deductions you may have for things like writing off the business use of your car, your house, your meals, your travel, and so on. There are so many personal expenses that might be eligible for a partial business deduction that a lot of people miss, so make sure you look into that. But even that will not help you if you make mistake number 8, not doing your LLC's books. This is the easiest way to miss out on tax deductions. If the transactions in your LLC's bank account are not being categorized as expenses, then how are you going to calculate your tax deductions at the end of the year for your tax returns? I see so many people overpay on taxes because they simply have bad bookkeeping records or none at all. Even the IRS says that this will help you keep track of deductible expenses for your business, and the IRS is usually trying to get you to pay them more money in taxes, not less. I once had a client that missed over $200,000 in write-offs because his books were not done. So he just reported his income without deducting anything, and that costed him an extra $75,000 in taxes. So please be sure to do your bookkeeping. Just set up a QuickBooks Online account, and I will even give you my discount code if you drop a comment below. Otherwise, if all of this is too overwhelming for you, or you just need someone to take care of this for you while you work on growing your business, just go to mycpacoach.com to get a free consultation with my team today.